Elias was a man carved from the quiet earth, a rancher whose heart beat in time with the slow, patient rhythm of the land. He believed in things he could mend with his hands, a broken fence, a spooked horse, a leaking roof. Then he met Elara, and for the first time, he faced a force he could not fix or contain. She arrived with the spring winds, a painter from the east who had rented the old Miller cabin to capture the big sky. To Elias, she was a disruption. Her laughter was too loud. Her dresses too bright against the muted greens and browns of his world. She saw art in the gnarled twist of a juniper tree and heard music in the howl of a coyote. She was, he decided, as insubstantial as the dust devils that danced across the pasture. But the heart has its own logic, immune to the sensible warnings of the mind. He found himself guiding her to hidden mesas where the sunset bled crimson and gold. He'd watch her, mesmerized, as she tried to capture the fleeting light on her canvas, her brow furrowed in fierce concentration. She, in turn, teased him out of his solemnity, teaching him the names of the, wildflowers that stubbornly pushed through the cracked earth. She called the prairie wind a symphony, and slowly he began to hear its melody. Their love was not a gentle bloom. It was a sudden, violent germination, like a rain-starved desert gulping a downpour. It was passionate and reckless, built on the understanding that something this wild was not built to last. He loved her with the steady, unwavering strength of an old oak. She loved him with the fierce, transient beauty of a lightning strike. He offered her a life of roots and permanence, a future written in the land he owned. She spoke of distant cities, of exhibitions, of a world that existed only in her dreams and on the horizon. The end came as he always knew it would, not with a fight but with a sigh. The letter was left on the rough-hewn table of the cabin, weighted down by a smooth gray stone. Her words were kind, full of affection and a profound sorrow, but they were clear. She could not be caged, not even in a gilded one built by a good man's love. She belonged to the journey, to the unknown, to the same wind that had carried her to him. He stood on his porch that evening, the very same letter crumpled in his fist. The prairie wind swept across the land, a constant, restless force that tugged at his clothes and whispered through the grass. It was the same wind that had once carried her laughter, that now carried her away. He had tried to hold a sunbeam in his hand. He had fallen in love with a song that could not be contained. Elias, the man of the earth, had loved a woman who was, and always would be, as wild and fleeting as the prairie wind, and the wind, he knew, never stayed in one place for long.